purposely not moving your back foot because I made fun of it.
So generally,
Hit. To get that other ball. But whenever we're easing into things, it's not just a half swing. I want the fundamentals to be correct, okay? So everything we talk about today, starting off slow, no problem with it. But if you're gonna go slow, I want the fundamentals to be perfect. And then once I speed up to full speed, that's how you're gonna build your foundation. Now, once I go full speed, it's not gonna be like, well, I gotta do a different swing, okay? It's kind of what I just saw there. Everything was nice and slow, nice and easy. You didn't really move your feet around. And then when you went to full speed, now everything started getting a little bit bigger, a little bit out of control, okay? So slowing stuff down is never a problem. I'll slow you down when I want you to slow down, okay? But the whole purpose is if I'm slowing down, I'm doing it for a purpose to work on something. It's not just to swing half speed. You got me? All right. First things first, we'll talk. See how you never got set to hit this ball? All right. Watch again. Bat's down. I say, all right, you can hit. Bam. Immediately go into hitting, okay? So anytime we're going to hit, everything's a process. I want you to have control of your body before you start an athletic movement. That's simple, okay? So whenever you're going to hit, every time you hit, from this point on, I'm going to give you some checkpoints to go over, but it's going to get to a point where you don't have to do any checkpoints, but you can't start getting lazy and going, oh, you want me to hit? Okay, and hit, because you're never going to hit that one in the game. So let's start under control. Everything I talk about today is going to be about controlling your body. You're not going to hear me talk much about the swing. Swing's irrelevant right now. Your swing is a product of whatever position your body's in. It's that simple. So we're going to fix your body positioning, and then we're going to teach you the proper way to swing from there. Does it make sense to everybody? Okay? So whenever you're going to hit, none of this, feet moving all over the place. I'm going to be set, like the pitcher's ready to throw to me. I'm in a good, strong position, ready to hit. Simple? Okay. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is your feet. Since you go so quick here, all right, I want you can hold that. You can come sit right next to you. Hold that. So I'm not a cookie cutter. I don't make people line their feet perfectly up, do everything perfect, but there is some use out of that. So while you're learning, if you're a guy who likes to start with his foot turned like this, got no problem with that. But the biggest issue with a young age is if their feet are turned like that, usually their hips are turned and their shoulders are turned like that because they square up their body to their feet, okay? Guys with open stances, I hit with open stance, all right? But usually their hips and their shoulders are open too, and they don't understand how to get back to a good, strong position. So I've seen you swing the bat for 3 minutes, dude. I'm not gonna change anything like that. But I want you to be aware of, anytime your feet are slightly pointed back towards the catcher like this, usually my hips are pointed back towards the catcher. Now when I stride, one of two things is gonna happen. I stride straight, which means I'm closing myself off more, or I open up, which means I'm opening my hips up too early. It's really, really hard to stand like that and for a kid your age to have the body control to get straight back in line, my hips and shoulders in a good position. All right? I'm not going to change it right now. That's for down the road. That's for y'all to decide. Okay? But I want you to be aware of where your feet are. Okay? So for today's purposes, just for drill work, I want you just to make sure you're aware of your feet are. Before you hit a ball, you're going to make sure your feet are pointing towards home plate and they're somewhat in line with the pitcher. First baseman. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. Your next move, whenever you go to hit, look at you. Very little load. You just lift your foot up. Some drawing lines on the bottom. See how their shoulders are still turning? Still turning? Clear? Let's get a better line than that. Your shoulders are more like that now. Okay? So whenever I'm hitting, you can hold that picture. You're the pitcher. All right? I'm the hitter. You go to throw a pitch, and I land, and my shoulders are like this. So what's the first thing that has to happen in order for me to swing this bat? Shoulders have to get out of my way. They got to move, right? So then what happens? I just throw this bat out here, swing with all raw power. All right, you just throw that bat. You're not getting anything behind the bat. You're not really driving through the ball. Does that make sense? Okay. So something as small as fixing your feet can help with that solution. Okay. I'm not going to say, well, fix your shoulders, but your feet stay like this. It's going to feel weird standing there like this when my feet are all messed up. So we're going to start with the feet. Our feet, a lot of times the younger kids line up their hips and shoulders. Whenever you hit, so whenever I'm in a stance, all right, this is my stance. This is how I hit. Slightly open. My shoulders are slightly cocked towards second base. My hips are pretty much in line with the pitcher, maybe slightly towards the second baseman. Just a little bit, okay? When I load and stride, which we'll get to in a second, I load and I stride. My hips and shoulders move that much? Not very much at all, right? I got a little weight on my backside, and I made a move towards the pitcher, but all this didn't happen, right? So I'm in a familiar position. I'm under control. So, two and three, you've got a good athletic position. You play basketball, very simple, so you can hold that again. You play basketball, if you're guarding somebody, you want to get down on your legs, right? Athleticism, you understand that. Whenever you're hitting, I want you to always we're always going to try to start and stay in an athletic position. You're already doing it. I just want to make sure I make a point of it. Next thing, look at your hand position. Notice that your hands are up in a good, strong position. It's fine. I love where your hands are, up there in that strong position. Let's make sure in the future we keep them in this area, okay? Start dipping down,
Yep.
We start going back in arm barring,
Yep.
All that type of stuff brings a whole nother issue, okay? But right now, your hips, or your lower body, your legs, are in an athletic position, and your hands are in an athletic position. That's step 2 and 3. So for you already do step 2 and 3. You just need to focus on step 1. Step 1, let's fix those feet, make sure our hips and shoulders are in a better position. Pretty simple, right? All right, so now let's talk about the actual process of the swing. The process that leads to the swing, okay? So the first thing I want to look at is my lower body. It ignites my entire swing. It's the foundation. It keeps me under control. It allows my swing to go off from the same spot every time. It allows timing within my body. It does everything for me. It's all from the hips down. It's that simple, okay? So a lot of stuff we talk about today is going to be from the hips down, controlling your lower body, okay? So we'll get to your upper body, but right now let's just focus on your lower body from the hips down. Like I said, you're kind of slightly cocking those hips a little bit, which it's not that bad of a thing. I don't want to make it sound like it's terrible. If I've seen a bunch of your swings and I know you can get to the same position over and over, it's fine. Something like that is fine. It's part of who you are as a hitter. Very simple. So for right now, we're going to line that foot up. You should line those hips a little bit other. So your very first move, see how you kind of just knock knees? You just bring your knees together. All right. So that is your version of a load. Are you familiar with a load, a stride, everything baseball terms? Okay, perfect. So anytime that I just knock knees, I call it going east and west. All right. So picture if you had what's it called on a compass. All right. North and south, east and west. Right. North and south is up and down, as it pertains to my body. East and west is forward and backwards, as it pertains to the pitcher and the catcher. Okay. The way you're hitting east and west, meaning you're pushing off your front leg, moving west, so you're moving backwards, and then you're moving forward. All right. There's no up and down. There's no actual load. Okay. You're loaded. You're just swaying your hips back and forth. You go to hit. You go and hit. That's it. That's the only movement. That's why you have no sequence. That's why you don't have as much power as you can. You can leave here with more power today if you start sequencing your body. It's that quick. If you start learning how to use your lower body. Okay. So when I say east and west, you knock your knees together. Bam. That's what happens. That's what you do to load. Bam. See that? So watch my head, watch my body, and I'll show you on yours. Come back and I go forward. Right. Now I'm landing in a tough position, what I call a compromised position. My swing's irrelevant because I'm not in a good position anymore. That's it. All right, so come in, stand up. So if you were gonna punch me, I'm gonna let you punch me in the face, okay? Just this hand right now. You put that hand down. What's the first thing you would do? Punch me in the face. Oh, go back. You just did it. First thing you do is what? Load your weight back. That's not east and west. That's pushing that back foot down. You're ready to get more weight back there, right? So do that again for me and stay there. Load. Right there. You put your foot down. Put your foot down. All right. That's loading the backside. That's what we want to see. We want to see everything, all my weight kind of center on my middle, my back hip. That's simple, okay? The easiest way to do this is get back in your stance, ready to hit. All right. Try to push your back heel on the ground. He's loaded. It's a small movement. Doesn't have to be a big movement. All right. Small movement. What you just did also, again, the leg kick is a little bit more complicated, but I love leg. I hit with a leg kick as well. Leg kick is fine, but my leg kick is not to get my body moving. It's to get me loaded. All right. So when I lift my leg up, that's exactly what I want to see. I want to push that heel back into the ground. Bam. Now all my weight's right here. So let's go back to you punching me. All right. If you just take your knees together and step towards me. Don't load your hips. There you go. Step towards me. You feel any strength with your lower body? Punch me as hard as you can. As hard as you can, go. It ain't gonna hurt. Go ahead, push your knees together, step forward. All right, punch me. You gotta hurt yourself before you hurt me, right? Everything about that punch was all from where? Upper body, right? Now it's my turn to punch you. You ready? Hold your hand up. Hold your hand up. All right, this is what you're doing. You're knocking your knees together, you're stepping, you're striding right here. From this point, I have zero lower body. Guess what I do? I just turn my upper body. I don't care how the biggest, strongest guy in the world can just stand right here and punch you. It's not going to hurt as much as if he really gets that load back. Okay? So now, the way I want you to learn how to punch, the way I want you, I don't want you to go start punching people, but the way I want you to learn how to hit, get in position. So get in your stance. All right. So now, if you want to punch somebody, you want to knock somebody out. Your dad's done made you mad. You're going to load that back side, right? Now step towards him. Step. Stride. Don't open that hip up. Stride straight towards him. Step straight towards your dad. Right there. See how you're opening your hip up? Watch. That's what I want. I want you to step straight. All right, the back, this side of your foot straight towards your dad. You got me? Do it again. All right. See how all of his weight came forward? So that's east and west. So now, hold on, go back to that position. You put more weight on your front foot. See how you're leaning forward? Try to punch me from that position. Weak again, right? No lower body. Still, right? So what we want all of our strength to come from our lower body. The strength of the swing. Big league, you go home and watch Aaron Judge or somebody. Who's your favorite big leaguer? Who's it? Hunter Renfro's on San Diego. I don't care whoever it is. Okay, Hunter Renfro. He doesn't stand up there and go with his upper body, right? His lower body gets involved. He gets involved on top of that warehouse or whatever. I've seen it, okay? He's a big dude, but when he swings, he gets his lower body involved. We're trying to get your lower body involved the right way. So from this point forward, whenever we hit, and I want you to think about this, very first thing is you're going to fix your feet, so get in your stance. All right? All this happens before I ever swing the bat. I want to make sure you know that. So that means you can go in there right now and fix this. It's that simple. So the very first thing you're going to do is load. So push that back heel on the ground. Load. All right? Now, I don't care if you lift your foot up. That's fine. Lift your foot up. Now put your foot down. So when you go forward, when you stride forward, I want to still keep weight back here. What you're doing is lift your foot up. Lift your foot up. Feel the difference? Your body wants to just go forward. So what you have to learn whenever you load, so let's load again. Load. Just stay in that position. Load. I'll hold your foot. Go. All right? Load. Load, load. Stay there. Go. Stay there. Stay there. I got your foot. You put weight on me. So when this happens, yes, your body will come forward, but it doesn't come forward as much. Does that make sense to you? It's called staying over our backside. Staying on your back leg. Do you pitch? Okay, so it's no different. So here, I'll show you right here. Stand front foot up and go, right? It wouldn't be weak. You wouldn't be able to really push off. You'd want to get that weight on that backside so I can really drive down the mount. Same type of body control that I want when I'm hitting. So if I'm hitting, I want that same body control where I load that backside and I land. Now look at the position I'm in here. I want you to be able to see. I load my backside and I land. See how much weight I have back here? See how much punching power I have back here? Now when I go to hit, I can drive my hips and the swing and everything else will take care of itself. My lower body will start to chain the reaction that will create bat speed and power and leverage through the swing. You're making contact with the ball. Pretty simple, right? You understand that? So before we ever get to this contact point, a lot has to happen. I don't just come up here and just make contact, right? I want everything throughout my body to happen. So this is as hard as I can swing with my upper body, just upper body. Pretty hard, huh? Yeah. Bag moves a good bit, didn't it? All right, now this is the difference. I'm going to swing half as hard with my upper body, but I'm going to incorporate my lower body with actual load. Big difference, right? That bag swung a lot more, right? Okay, that's because the stronger parts of my body took over and drove through the bag. Upper body felt better. That bag ain't moving, is it? No, it's not. It's barely swinging. It seems hard, but it's not really moving. It's because I'm not getting through the bag. It's just loud. It's almost like you ever swatted a fly with a fly swatter. All right, it's quick, bam, it's loud, but it's not very hard. All right, you get hit with a fly swatter, yeah, it'll sting a little bit, but you get hit with a wooden spoon, it hurts a lot more. Okay, it hurts a lot more. It's no different. So what you need to learn is how to utilize the swing, the body control from a strong position and driving your hips through the bag to create a lot more power and strength. It's that simple. It's not upper body. When I did that, I was not trying to use my upper body that much at all. my hips, driving my hips, made that bat go whipping forward. Made my bat go through the baseball. Does that make sense? All right. So everything we're about to talk about, you're about to do a couple drills. It's all going to be lower body oriented. Okay. Do you go to somebody out there, a coach or anybody?
We will when we get back.
Okay. When you get back, I don't want to step on anybody's style. I don't know what they're teaching out there. They're probably teaching launch angle and all this other stuff. Focus, just ask him, say, Coach, can you just focus on my lower body and tell me what you see? The very first time you go to somebody. And just allow him just to break the swing in half. So he'll say, well, your lower body looks good, but you're getting too much weight on your front side. It's a common thing. I'm hoping you're not just going to a guy just flipping you balls.
Right.
Okay. So break this. I'm not talking about the swing. I'm talking about everything that happens before the swing. It's that simple. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and stand up. The very first drill, it's my favorite drill. You can do it literally anywhere. You can do it in the on-deck circle. You can do it as you step out the box. You can do it a couple times. You can do it in between your favorite TV shows, at home. You can do it at school, in between class. I don't care. You can do it anywhere. Okay? You don't always have to have a bat. I've told people to use a broomstick. I can teach you how to do it without anything. Okay? But this drill, all you're going to do is take your bat. You're going to put it at the lower part of your back, just above your belly. All right? You're going to hold it like this with your wrist or forearms. There you go. All right, now I'm going to get in my stance. So go ahead and get in your stance. Make sure we check your feet. Here you go. All right, so we're going to get in our stance.
This is where you would typically have your feet for batting?
Yes.
Okay.
You're in your batting stance, mine is holding the bat up.
Yeah. Okay.
That's simple. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm going to get in my normal batting stance. I'm in my batting stance. It's a very simple load stride is one, and then you're just going to swing. So I want you to get used to load stride, keeping that weight back, and when I say swing, drive those hips to the pitcher as fast as you can. Okay? So I want you to watch me first. Watch me. If you're going to leg kick, I'll do it as a leg kick. All right? So I want you to get used to load stride, and then bam, swing, driving my hips. Okay? So I want you to go stand over there by your pop real quick. That way I can, I'll show you on the video. All right? So here you go. You can video me.
No.
All right? So watching, load, I'm pushing that back foot down. It's not a big movement. I don't care if I have a leg lift, it's not a big movement. Load that backside, stride forward. Now when I go to swing, I'm turning my hips as fast as I can to the pitcher. So now from the side angle, you get the perfect angle. I want you to look at something. I'm not leaning over my front side. I'm behind my front leg. Front leg strong, okay? That's what it's using to transition that rotational strength into linear. Okay, I'm driving through the ball. All right, I don't want to get into too much detail. But another thing is you'll notice my knee all the way up through my shoulder is in a straight line. And if I go back to normal, it's pretty much in the center of my body. All right, that is the perfect position you get to. Whenever you hit a baseball, whenever I hit a ball, bam, I hit it, I'm in that position. I got that straight line in my body. I want you to start focusing on, instead of focusing on the swing, at the end of my swing, I'll hold my finish, which we'll do some of those today, and you will see, man, I'm way off. When I finish my swing, I'm like this. I'm falling all over the place. We're going to focus on getting to that balance point first, okay? So you're going to start taking swings. Yes, I'm going to talk about load stride, and yes, I'm going to talk about all that, but if you're in a good position, you go to swing, and you still go forward like this, it's all for naught, okay? You're not utilizing that good position. You got me? So come out here, I want you to do some of these. You're waiting for me to say it. I'll say load stride, and I'll say swing. Ready? Load stride, all the way through. Hold on, start over. All right? So when I say load stride, that's what I want to see from you. Load stride. That's it. Notice I have a lot more weight on my backside than I do my front, but I'm not leaning back. I'm over my backside, okay? I'm pushing that back heel into the ground with load. I'm just letting that front foot come down. You ready? Load stride, swing. Turn those hips. Good. Do it again. Spin around, face your pops. Ready? Load stride, swing. Here you go. Do it again. Find that balance. Find that balance. Ready? Load stride, swing. Stay there. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. See how his chest is forward?
Yes.
It's almost like his body's at an angle, okay?
Yep. So
this is why this is so important, this drill. Your lower body's gonna fix all this. What I want, bend your knee down a little bit. It's all right. Start over, start over, start over. Load stride swing for me. Go ahead.
you can see how closed he is though with that leg. Okay.
All right, stay there, stay there. So he does what we call wrap because he's so used to just spinning his upper body, he just twists himself up instead of actually driving towards your target. We're gonna do a drill in a second. Stay there, stay there, stay there. I know it's uncomfortable, but give me a second. So I want you to bend this knee down a little bit and think about taking your body back, not going forward. There you go. That's a better position. He's in the center of his body here.
Yep.
Notice how your front leg is pushing your body back. It's not like you're falling over the top of it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
That's a strong position I want you to feel. So try to get to that position again. Do about 4 or 5 of these, get to that position. Load, stride, swing. It's all right, don't shorten your stride. Look, don't try to get there by shortening your stride. Still get your stride out there. Just work on keeping that weight back. Keep going. There you go, keep going, keep going. All right, keep going. I'm gonna fix one more thing. Hold your finish. Just swing and just stay there. Go. Stay there. See how you keep trying to turn this foot open? Stop. I want this. So I want. That's about as far as your foot needs to turn open. Anytime you do this, you're losing any force that you're trying to push on your front leg. You're losing strength because now your leg's just gonna bend forward. Okay. You ever done yoga? Whatever that warrior one stretch is, where you're stretching like that. That's what it looks like. Okay. Whenever I take a full swing. I hit, I swing, I land almost square. Yep. Then when I swing, my foot twists a little bit. But notice it has a lot of force for me to be able to push back on. So the simple way of putting it, if I was going to punch you, all right, and I turn my hip like this, I'm not just going to continue going forward like this. It's weak. My body to create power is going to continue turning. If I turn my front leg like that, I'm just going to continue to turn this way. Guess what happens on my lower body? You start twisting up. I call it, you just twist underneath yourself, right? So I got 3 more things